Hey peeps, welcome back to another math vid. Today we're looking at some more area and perimeter problems. Except they're a lot more complicated than the ones you learned in 3rd grade. So our first question today is, a rectangular photograph is 3 inches long and 5 inches wide. If the photograph is enlarged so that the length and width are doubled, how many times larger will the area of the enlargement be than the area of the original? So looking at this here, you kind of already have a basic idea of how to do it, but you don't need to actually solve it. You don't need to solve it at all. So I'm just gonna close. No. As soon as you see the actual basic thing in it, you're already gonna know it's like, oh, it's okay. But also remember to make down the times, because you're probably going to get it wrong if you just think it's like, oh, it's just what the number is, right? So yeah, you just need to remember that. So the actual thing here, when you think about the problem, is 3 times 2 multiplied by 5 times 2. But using the commutative property, we bring these two together, and it would just be 3 times 5 multiplied by 4, because you brought these two together, and now together they've become a 4. So now all of a sudden, oh, it's by 4 times. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so basically it's by 4 times. Anyways, moving on to the next question. A square has sides that measure 12 centimeters. A rectangle has a length of 9 centimeters. If the perimeter of the square is equal to the perimeter of the rectangle, what is the area of the rectangle? So thinking about this here, we've got our 12 centimeter and our 9 centimeter. And how do we solve the area, the perimeter of a square again? It's the numbers, the length of their sides, because all the sides are equal. And in this case, it's 12 multiplied by how many sides there are, which is 4. So in this case, our perimeter is 48. And thinking of the 48, how did you learn how to solve these kind of problems in elementary? Exactly. Halfway, you know that 9 times 2 is basically the number, right? So that means that 9 times 2 is 18, right? So that would be the equation of the lengths, both the lengths of the rectangle. So 48 subtract 18, 30. So that is the combined width of the rectangle, 30. And since there are 2 width longs, because opposite sides are equal, 30 divided by 2 would equal what the width is, which is 15. And now that we know what the number is, we can just do 15 multiplied by 9 to get our area. But how do we do 15 times 9? Because not many of us are fluent in our 15s either. Thinking of the 15 times 9, 5 times 9, 5 times 9 here is 45. So the number has to end in a 5, and there's only one number here that ends in 5. So the answer is D. And moving on to the last question. 1 packet of pea seeds is enough to cover a square garden with a side length of 10 feet. Monty has a square garden with a side length of 16 feet. If he uses 2 packets of seeds, how many square feet of his garden will not be covered with pea seeds? Isn't Monty like a name in FNAF though? Just like a random reference. Anyway. So he has 2 packets this time. 2 pea packets. 2 pea packets, not just 1. But let's just solve how much 1 pea packet can cover. It has a side length of 10 feet and it's a square garden. So that would be 10 times 10. Each side put together, which is 100. So that is how much 1 pea packet can cover. But 2 pea packets would basically just be 100 multiplied by 2, which is 200. So now we've got a 200. And he says that his square garden, has a side length of 16 feet. So then that would be 16 multiplied by 16, subtract 200. 1 second. Okay, yeah. And it would equal a number. And that is our answer here. And speaking of which, multiplied 16, and how solve 60. All right, so now we've got our answer so far for his square garden, which is his area, 256. Subtract 200 is obviously 56 because everyone knows that. And it's pretty simple. So our correct answer is D. And I hope this video helped you guys learn at least a bit more about math, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!